Bar TV Sports would like to thank Top Better. Get in the game at topbetter.com.au. And Cornelia's Crump, the Bar TV Sports beverage of choice. And Rams Loans for supporting the 2016 NHRU Premiership.
Well, welcome everybody for grand final day for the Rams 2016 Premiership. It's going to be a big match here today with the Hamilton Hawks, the reigning premiers and the out-and-out favourites here today at number 2 Sports Ground against the Wanderers, who were up against it during this Rams semi-final series, but they certainly came back with an emphatic win last week against the Southern Beaches side. And Southern Beaches, to all their credit, were unlucky not to get through to the big dance in the end. They had a very good back half of the season, but the two best teams out and out all year are in this grand final here today at number 2 Sports Ground. And with me in the commentary box, he's joined us most of the year this year, Steve Barretto. How are you, Steve?
Yeah, good, Gareth. How good's this, eh? A beautiful day, great atmosphere, good crowd. Marching band, doesn't get better. It's business end of the season, isn't it?
Well, where else would you be? And I tell you what, we're very lucky to have our sideline man here today. He's been a Bar TV favourite for a number of years. He is the Herald's #1 rugby writer in town, and I believe in Australia. Jimmy Gardner, how are you, Jimmy?
Well, that's a wrap I don't get terribly often, mate. Yeah, great to be. It's beautiful conditions. Couldn't ask for a better day. Slight breeze coming from the south. I think that'll whip up a little bit in the second half, but not a cloud in the sky. Great conditions for it. It should be a pretty expensive game.
And of course, this game live on Bar TV Sports, also on the Newcastle Herald website online as well. And Jimmy Gardner will be blogging and giving us everything throughout the game. So, Jimmy, I believe you had a big day at the Hawthorn lunch yesterday. It was a good affair.
It was indeed. It's always the grand final warm-up. The Hawthorn Club put on a good lunch. There was a couple hundred people there. John McKee was the guest speaker, the Fijian coach. Also had both captains and both coaches from the two respective teams. Didn't sense too many nerves. Both of them seemed pretty confident about their team's chances. No injuries report, no babies to report. The couple of lads who wives are heavily pregnant haven't done the right thing and held on at least till half time. But so both teams are full strength. Both camps were reasonably happy.
Yeah, it's going to be a big encounter. It's going to be an interesting game. Hamilton, as you said yesterday, and I'll say it here today, they have got a very, very strong bench. I mean, that bench they've got, you got Brennan, you've got Weaver, Hodge, Nagy, Sorelli's come in, maybe in the place of Lautai. They haven't actually made that decision yet in the 23 jersey. It'll depend on whether Weaver goes on or not with player points. That is the big question for Hamilton, who are sitting on 21 points as it stands, Steve.
Yeah, looking at the bench there, I quite like the front row options that Wanderers pop up as well, and that's always a big part of the game, when especially 60 minutes, and Wanderers have shown last week how good they can finish off, and Southern Beaches took the foot off the pedal, and Wanderers certainly made them pay for it in the ultimate price. But having said that, I like the front row options at Pete Bacharach for Hamilton on the bench, and so it's going to be a very interesting game. Obviously, Hamilton are coming into this pretty firm favourites, but you know what? It's a grand final, and Wanderers are pretty dogged. I think if they can keep their discipline, they're obviously in here with the shout as much as Hamilton are.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Wanderers, of course, they've been there and thereabouts for the last couple of years, as have Hamilton. 10 grand final appearances, and they've made 8 in the last 10 years, the Hamilton Hawks. So it's a testament to what they've got happening over there at Passmore Oval. And again, the Wanderers, they brought professionalism into Newcastle rugby, Jimmy, and they certainly lead by example.
Yeah, they have. I mean, if you go back to 2007, I think it was 2008, they played Hamilton here in the last round game, and Hamilton beat them 102-0, and that was basically a lightning rod for the club that they needed to get their gear into act, and they did. They brought in Todd Loudon a couple of years ago. He really put some structures in place, brought professionalism in terms of the way they train, the way they prepare, and the way and the player welfare. That's now been taken on by Viv Passy, who was hand-picked pretty much by Todd Loudon. He was coaching the Colts side back in 2014 that went through undefeated, and that's in that side today. We have Phil Bradford's one that came through, and there's a good group of kids there, and he handpicked him, saw something in him, and to be fair, 2 years as a head coach, and he's been in 2 grand finals, so good judge, Todd Loudon.
Yeah, definitely. He has left his mark here at the Wanderers Club. I tell you what, it's not a grand final without a marching band, is it, from the Marching Koalas? That's for sure. They're a staple of Newcastle's sport. But I tell you what, we saw some good action here today. Earlier on, the Wanderers in Social Fours ran out clear winners The third grade victory, 10-all after extra time. So both clubs awarded the premiership. And of course, Merewether Carlton winning 18-8 in a match that was tighter than what most anticipated here at number 2 Sports Ground on the Rams grand final day. And there is a capacity crowd here today. It's probably filling up, and there's people filling in behind us as we speak. So the game due to kick off at 3:15 here today. Let's quickly go through some of the players in both sides. We'll go with Hamilton first. Now the front row of Pete Maxwell, Steve Lamont and Fave Sila. That's a terrifying front row if you're coming up against them. But I guess you've got Ben Christensen, the country prop forward, Dave Waller, who's probably the most improved prop forward in the competition. Of course, Phil Bradford, plenty of raps on him. So let's go through the front row. Steve, you're a good exponent, and indeed he's Jimmy as well. How do you see this being won, and what's the key for both front row to get on the forward foot?
You know what? It's a cracking competition up there up front. You know, as you said, you've got Pete Maxwell, Steve Lamont, who've just been around, been there, done that. Super fit, super strong guys, and they're going to go all game. You know, so. Having said that, though, as you said, with Dave Waller and Phil Bradford, there's a good combination there with Ben, and they've proven pretty tough opponents the whole season. So I might be a bit biased, but I'm finding that the most interesting battle today. Obviously, there's battles all over the park. I suppose Wanderers might be lacking in the back three, you know, with a couple of unfortunate pullouts. You know, Cal Groth. You know, sidelined with repeated concussions, which is always a sad thing to happen, and especially this close to the end of the season. But they'll feel his loss, and I'm just really looking forward to this competition. I think it's going to be a great game. Well,
you mentioned Cal Groth, and it is unfortunate he misses out here today with repeated concussions. I think he's had 4 throughout the year, so he was definitely a no-go. But it is a testament to Wanderers, and I guess their player welfare as well, Jimmy. But he's going to be sorely missed. He has been out and out, their best loose forward all year.
Yeah, he's been like the glue that sticks them together, doesn't he? We all talk about, you see Daniel Martin making the big hits and the runs sort of in and behind at the 5'8". And obviously Dan Kevel we know about with his array of skills. But he and I think the other one is Ben Ham. They're the two that really, the glue in the pot, if you know what I mean. They do the hard work, they clean out, they secure possession. He's probably the best at the breakdown in terms of pilfering ball. Very strong in his legs. But yeah, made the wise decision. I mean, you've got university and that to think about, and you can't go mucking around nowadays with head knocks. I think he had 6, to be fair, which of which the last one was pretty severe. He didn't have any recollection of the game. So he's only 22, so he made the wise decision to at least hang him up for the end of this year, and he was going to have some scans and see if there's any changes from the scans he had earlier in the year. Yeah, the player welfare Wanderers ensured that I mean, he would have. They would have made the decision for him if he didn't make the decision himself. So they'll certainly miss him, but they have got, you know, I still like their pack. I really like Phil Bradford. I think he's grown into his body this year. There's been big raps on that kid, and he had seemingly had the weight of the world on him. Everyone expected him to go off to the Waratahs or the Melbourne Rebels, but he decided to stay here. He's doing university. I think he's put on about 5 or 6 kg, and he's carrying it better. His last 2 games have been his best 2 for the season.
Yeah, certainly, and I think he's got bigger throughout the season as well, so he's definitely grown in strength, and he looks a lot fitter this year as well with the size too. But we spoke about the loose forwards there from the Wanderers side. What about the loose forwards from Hamilton? Gareth Tilse, he's made a remarkable end of the season comeback, I guess, and he's starting. Tweedy Assey, he's an out-and-out superstar coming from over in New Zealand, of course. Big Seva Rockaboro, who was unlucky maybe to win that Anderson medal. Of course, Anderson medal being won by Michael Delore, which we saw before, but he might be the difference here today, Seva Rockaboro, and it'll be interesting to see how Dan Martini handles him.
Oh, you know, and looking at that, you look at Joe Ackersdyke, whose natural position is out in the back row, and it shows the talent they've got there, that they've basically forced him into a position where he's not probably a natural player, purely because they want to get their best players on the park, and their best players just happen to probably be in abundance in the back row. So it's testament to the Hamilton side and that front row and that whole pack, really. Looking at it now, there's no real sign of weakness in that Hamilton pack. But you know what? It can all change if Wanderers just put them on the back foot early doors and get them under pressure. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, as I said, Jimmy, 8 versus 8, young versus, I guess, experience, and Seva Rockaboro. I mean, he's had an unbelievable year. Dan Martini's been a little bit down on what he was last year. I guess a few coaches picking how he plays and sort of that upright running style. How do you think he can combat that? And do you think he'll have a big impact in this game?
I do. In the paper, I marked him as the X factor. I think for the Wanderers to win, he needs to have a big game. He needs to be the one that breaks the line and gets an offload. Otherwise, if you don't sort of take the odd risk against Hamilton, you're not going to break them down. If they can't get the ball to the edges nice and quick, which is obviously their strength, they need to find another way. And for mine, Daniel Martin is the one that runs nice angles. He's got that rugby league background where he hits the ball up sort of midfield as a second. Get Armour. Seva Rockabora, for a second rower / number 8, he scored 18 tries this year. So once they get in that red zone, he's very hard to stop. He was playing he played 4 tests for France, for goodness sakes, and was contracted to Toulon. So that's the calibre of player we're talking about here. He is 37, though, to be fair. But for a 37-year-old, he certainly is very mobile, very big, very strong. The other one we haven't even mentioned in terms of Wanderers is young Tanner Felix. He's one that's come from the clouds. He was the inside centre in last year's grand final. Was bored there, went to Viv Passy and said, mate, I want to play in the back row. And they tried to persuade him to stay at 12, but he was determined to do it. And he's come through and he's earned his spot in the top grade after a year. That shows you how much ability he has.
Yeah, certainly. And we saw Hamilton, they played together as a team all year, I guess, and they had a little bit of a disrupted warm-up today, I guess, and they came together all as a team today, which we can see on our screens now. They certainly have stuck together as a team. And I guess the person leading that team around, Jason Keelan, he's out and out the best 10 in the competition. There's a few good 10s in the competition. Of course, Michael Delore, who we mentioned before, Dane Sherritt, and of course the Wanderers' Luke Simmons as well, who guides his team around really well. But I think Keelan, for the Hamilton side, if he's on the front foot attacking the line, then I think Hamilton have got this in the bag.
You know, it's interesting you say that, Gareth. Keelan's been a pretty stable force for Hamilton all season. He kicks a lot of points. And here lies the issue, I'd say, with Wanderers. They really have to get their discipline under control. Their discipline has probably been their biggest Achilles heel this season, with yellow cards and giving away penalties. And if they do that today, I guarantee you, Keelan, there's not much of a breeze here. It's a good day for kicking. He'll kick some points, and they could find themselves 9, 12 points behind in the blink of an eye, and that's not a good start you want coming into grand final. Yes,
of course, this grand final being brought to you by Rams, 2016 partners of the NHRU. Go in and see the guys at Rams in your rugby club. We'll get a cashback discount. Of course, Viatech and NIB, the other major partners for this Rams 2016 season. Of course, Top Better, our broadcast partner, get in the game with Top Better, and we'll be giving away a bunch of cash at halftime for everyone at the ground here today. Now, getting back to the two sides, Ishimori, he's been an out-and-out find for the Hamilton Hawks, hasn't he? Come over from Japan by way of New Zealand, up against Luke Sherwood, who's now an old stalwart. He's been around for 10 or so years, and his experience certainly is one that the Wanderers have missed in the first round of the semis, but he's back now, Jimmy, and he's playing in career best form. And
when you talk about inspirational captains, he's one that fits that bill. He leads the side. His defence is outstanding. The thing since he's came second half of the year, he seems to have that zip back. He's taking the line on. He's asking some questions of those lazy defenders in and around the ruck. He didn't play in the qualifying semi-final against Southern Beaches. They got beat 43-17. He played in the preliminary final against Southern Beaches and they won 43-17. That tells you the difference there. He gets his ball runners going, and it's the way he marshals those big forwards too. He gets them to pillar up. He picks little holes in the defensive line when he's got the ball, and he's the real inspiration. They look to him while they look to Steve Lamont in the Hawks. He's the one they look to for the two Blues.
Yeah, certainly captain inspiration, both guys there. Now the back three for the back line, the wingers Vasagotti, Hayes and McNeil against Billy Coffey, Tim Marsh and Dylan Rowney. Now Dylan Rowney is playing superb football at the moment, and Tim Marsh, he is the informed winger. His speed is electric, he's lightning. They can't afford to show him the sideline because we've seen what happens. He can score tries from anywhere.
Yeah, and he's playing with confidence. At the start of the year, it was only his first full year in first grade. At the start of the year, he didn't back himself, whereas now he sees half a gap and bang, and he's got that brilliant in and away. And once he hits that second gear, his first 10 metres is not that fast, but once he gets that long stride going, he just burns them off. I mean, if they had the dash for cash here earlier today, he would have won that by half length of the pitch from line.
Yeah, he certainly was. And we see the Wanderers now led out by their captain, Luke Sherwood. And it's going to be a big match here at number 2 Sports Ground. And you can see the sides being cheered out by their two sides deep in the dugout there. And now the players out in the middle of the pitch. Here come the Hawks. The Hamilton side, the reigning premiers, led out by their captain, Steve Lamont. And it's going to be an interesting encounter. Steve Lamont. Don't know what he's doing there. But he's certainly...
Is he dropping a goal? Oh.
Going to kick the ball over the sideline, the captain.
You might have a funny little pre-match ritual we don't know about.
Well, it's interesting to see all the players from Hamilton are running around with their balls. I've never seen this on grand final day. The Hamilton players kicking the balls everywhere. And this is one of the oddest things I've seen.
It's going back to circa 1990s rugby league, isn't it? They used to come out and kick the mini footballs out into the crowd so all the kids get a treasure. Maybe it's Bubba's latest way of recruitment. So you get a Hamilton Hawks ball, it means you've got to show up a pass more oval come January.
Notice how close the front rowers are getting to the fence. I don't think they have the trust in their ability to kick the ball over the fence.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Steve. We forgot to mention earlier on as well the two centres, Paddy Kilmurray, Bryce Madden, Cal McDonald, and Tarps Rahui. The two centres in both sides cancel out each other here.
Yeah, you know, and I suppose if Wanderers were to have the slighted sense, I truly believe it's in the back five players for the Wanderers. They're game breakers, most of them, and if they can fire today, they can cause Hamilton some trouble out wide. I suppose it's getting the ball to them and getting good, clean ball to them, and that's going to be their issue. But it'll be an interesting matchup for sure. And I saw Billy Coffey there. He's bouncing around, and he's up for it.
They do. They come in looking for work, don't they? Bill Coffey and Marsh in particular. But Coffey's the one for mine. He'll see a lazy forward and bang, he'll come in and have a snipe like an extra halfback.
He certainly will. Jared Logan is the official here today. It'll be Wanderers kicking off. Blows his whistle, so it's going to be showtime here at number 2 Sports Ground. And it's a flat, nice-looking kick by the Wanderers. Oh, they come up with it. First off, Tanner Felix leaping in the air. Wanderers try to counter-ruck. The ball's there to be got, but Sherwood comes up with it. Martini taking a hit up. They're up quick off the line here, the Hawks. So good start by the two Blues, exactly the start they wanted. Here comes Christensen. Oh, throws the big dummy and gets them up towards the 22. So Wanderers on the front foot already as Madalena taking it forward. Of course, his family watching in, huddled around a big barbecue in Argentina. At the moment, Sherwood he's taken. He's forced to get up. Logan lets it play on. Good little dart there in the end by Sherwood. Ball comes out to Simmons. Wide to Martini. He's busy early on. Steps out the way of Rockaboro. They're inside the 22 now. Here's Ben Ham. Good run by Ham. Solid defence there as well by the Wanderers. And that is the first penalty in favour of the Hawks, Steve.
Wow. Some pretty aggressive cleaning out there and some pretty big hitting, as you'd expect. And, yeah, I think they just lost their footing there. And silly little penalty. It's let them out off the hook a bit. But I'm sure it won't be the last one.
Well, it's got that grand final feeling already, hasn't it? It's quick, it's fast. And they're everywhere, Jimmy.
Well, certainly the start Wanderers would have been after. They need to make a positive start. They're a team, Hamilton like the lead. They like to control things. They like to control the pace of the game. Wanderers came out 1,000,000 miles an hour. Tanner Felix, great restart. Flew high, got the ball, recycled it. Just that little bit of, I guess, over-keenness, falling in at the breakdown, cost them a penalty. And a little let-off for what has been otherwise a very positive start from the two Blues.
So first line out of the match, Steve Lamont will take the honours here. The Hamilton backline set very deep.
Oi.
Off the back of this, it comes...
No.
Off the top there, Rockaboro, little set move. Keeling comes around, flat ball to Madden. Madden takes them up over the 40. Ishimori. Ackersdyke. He'll be busy all day. The big blonde-headed number 5. Here's Rockaboro. They go behind him. Keelan. He's going to play field position, puts a high-looking kick, goes towards the sideline. Oh, gets a right-angled bounce, and that is a very good kick in the end.
Yeah, he spotted the gap there. There was no one underneath that, and yeah, good kick. A bit of an unfortunate bounce. It sort of didn't help him out much, but he spotted it, and a bit of an unusual line out there to begin with, Gareth.
Yeah, well, I think they fancy themselves at the line-out time here, the Hamilton Hawks, as Bradford gets a nice throw-in off the top to Batalina. Simmons has it, goes flat, wide to McDonald. They look to play wide early on here, the two Blues. Going around the corner, Simmons gets the ball a little bit behind him, and nice Coffey's ball on the far side, chipping over the top for himself. It lands in, bounces up, he gets the ball forward, and that is going to go out in the end. Vasagotti just getting in between them.
Wow, isn't that a warning shot? You know, Hamilton really have to be aware of that, and another bounce that might have ended in a different result. And yeah, Coffey just shown, given a little bit of space, he's a pretty dangerous player.
So here's Lamont. Hamilton pressured early on. Nice win again by the Hawks. They'll set it up nicely probably look to hit it up as Ishimori's calling for support. Paddy Kilmurray, generally the go-to man. Little box kick, though, instead. Getting a little nice bounce there for the winger coming through, but Billy Coffey was up for it.
Yeah, they've got a pretty strong win at their back in the first half. Hamilton's starting to whip up now, so they'll be looking to make advantage of that. That's probably not a kick they're after.
Yeah, certainly. Penalty early on. This is in kicking distance here for Simmons. Do you go for goal early on? No, he's going to go for the line.
Yeah, I think he's might be facing into a little bit of a breeze, but be interesting to see now what Wanderers do in the form of an attack, whether it's a drive or they back their back line here to have a crack at Hamilton.
They're standing 2 back rowers out for this one, so I expect looks like Tanner Felix might be a crash ball.
Coming off the top, another good win by Batalina. Simmons goes behind to Rahui. Good feet shown. They let him come to him, and he's brought down about 15 out. It's all 2 Blues at the moment. Counter-rucking there, the Hawks, but Benham ends up with the ball and takes them forward again. Another strong run by the breakaway. Goes wide, Simmons. Long ball out. Oh, Christensen up in his face. It was Wallace, sorry.
Swing arm there too. I thought I saw a little swimming arm there coming around from whether it was Maxwell or Keelan, if we get a chance to have a look at that. But they've been awarded a penalty anyway, a chance to put some points on the board here, you would think.
Yeah, we might take a look at the replay there. Simmons isn't happy, but certainly this one's in kicking distance, and this should be first points here for the Wanderers.
Yeah, a couple of silly penalties there, really.
We see the replay. They're just hooking up around the chops, off his feet.
Yeah, I think there's a few things that could have blown up there, but yeah, it's a bit unusual for the Hawks. They're normally pretty disciplined. There's 2 silly penalties that let Wanderers now with a chance of going in front in this grand final with first points.
It's not an easy kick here for Simmons. He's 15 in from touch to the left. It is his favoured side, though.
And of course, he was wearing a cam boot up until Wednesday afternoon to protect that ankle of his, which he had a high sprain in the lead up to the preliminary final. Wasn't required there. It was on the bench in case needed, but he's had an extra week to ice it and had all the treatment. And he wanted a goal kick. He said, if I'm goal kicking, then I'm not worrying about my ankle. So a good sign that he's stuck his hand up to have this first shot.
Yeah. And Rahui, I mean, if he's not up for it, he didn't miss one last week.
He had 6 from 7. I think he missed 1 from the sideline, which I didn't even know he could kick. I thought he could kick his cat off the porch, but that was about it.
So here he comes. He hits it. Oh, and the flags go up, so it's 3-0 in favour of the Wanderers early on. And Hamilton, to their credit, you can tell they've had the week off, so they have to get back into this game.
Yeah, that's one of my things. I don't know whether this week off, I suppose it depends where you are in the stage of season, whether you need a rest for a few key players, but I'm of the firm belief that not always a week off before grand final is the best thing for a team. But
so it's a high kick. Oh, it's a pinpoint kick by Keelan, but the bounce ends up going in favour of the 2 Blues way. So here's a Tanner Felix again. Good run. And he's done well this year, Tanner Felix, moving into the breakaway position, and he's found himself playing in a grand final.
Yeah, he gives him that bit of footwork, doesn't he? He's not just straight up and down, he's light on his feet, which can put a defender off, and they go for that big shot, and all of a sudden he's halfway through a gap.
Yeah, pretty versatile. Bit of a poor mistake there, and I think he was looking for a bit more distance on that and not so much height.
In any case, now Hamilton have a good chance to attack. They need to hold on to the ball here. It's been a little bit scrappy and uncharacteristic like, and as Ackersdyke gets up nicely, goes wide to Keelan. He has to reach for it. Flat ball. Kilmurray, he'll do this all day. As they go back towards the left, Tills now going in behind Sam McNeil. Here's Assi with a good grand final haircut and a good first touch there as well. As Keelan attacking the line, throws the big dummy. Almost through there. As they go wide again, and Tills. Good run by Gareth Tills. Of course, rumours his brothers will be coming to Hamilton next year. And here come the Hawks. They go wide. Here's Assi taking them on. This is fast-paced stuff by the Hawks. Good quick recycling. They go towards the right. Big Fave Silla on the far side. Ishimori. Assi again. Assi. 5 metres out. They pick and drive now. They're going to have to be aware to it. And they are. They're close. They're very close. This could be the first try coming up right here. Picking and driving again. Good defence by the two Blues. Here's Seeley's going to be held up. McDonald's underneath him. Rockaboro looms wide though. As Logan is going to blow the penalty. So, the Hawks again with another opportunity. Be interesting to see what they do here. They're going to go for the line.
Yeah, the Wanderers defended well that first.
That was great defence.
They've been under pressure. The line speed was good. They were getting up and driving them back. You have to do that to Hamilton. Once Hamilton get that momentum, they're impossible to stop.
That's a big thing for Wanderers. You know, they've had their line, their pick and drive game tested a few times, and I'm sure that's what they've been working hard on these last couple of weeks.
So here they go, the Hawks. They'll set up for a maul here. It's a good defensive set, though, by the Wanderers. They drive him back. Here's the secondary shove, and here come the Hamilton Hawks. They're close, and they're over, and that's a try. Hamilton set up beautifully there off the set piece, and they were driven back at the start, but then they all got together, they pushed forward, and that is a good rolling maul try, Steve.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky for Wanderers. You know, as you said, you get that initial drive, and all it takes is a small shift in the focus of the drive, and all of a sudden you've got daylight in front of you, and you get a big head of steam, and it's pretty hard to stop from there.
Yeah, you just see the big train roll on then, Jimmy, and it looked pretty good when it works out, doesn't it, the rolling maul?
Yeah, it's nearly impossible to stop. Once they said it well. They absorbed that first hit from Wanderers, regrouped, got their structures right, and then they all went as one, and that was the difference. I'm not sure that it was Steve Lamont or Tweedy Acey that ended up putting it down, but could have been one of 3 or 4 of them, really.
I'm sure they'll probably all claim it.
Yeah, well, it's a team try, the rolling maul. I think it was Lamont. Oh, it was Acey in the back.
Yeah, he's claimed that he's put his hand up to the sky. Of course, he's one of the boys that came out to them from Wesley College, the famous alma mater of Jonah Lomu. He and Fabe Silla both come through that rugby nursery in New Zealand. I think this is certainly Tweedy's 4th or 5th year. He did have a little stint down at Eastwood a season or 2 ago, and Fabe Silla, he's dropped, I think, 16 kilos since the start of the season, and he was in that fringes of New South Wales country spot, so he's going to only get better and bigger. He's only 22 too, mind you. So
yeah, I didn't realise that. I thought he was about 35, but here comes the kick anyway by Keelan, and the flags go up. 7-3 is the score in the Rams grand final. Of course, the referees out here, sponsored by Specsavers, and this broadcast brought to you by Top Better. Get in the game with Top Better. So the Wanderers now to kick off. They started well, but Hamilton have come back now as McDonald takes the kick off. And again, the Wanderers pressured, but that time didn't come up with the ball. As it goes wide, Rockaboro goes behind to Keelan. The ball bouncing. McNeil goes beyond him. So Madden has to do the work, and they've lost about 20 metres on that one. So Ishimori looking for options, finds Keelan. Keelan getting the ball out on the full, but Billy Coffey saves it. So here comes Dylan Rowney looking for the counter-attack. Sherwood's back there. Oh, Sherwood slips over. Billy Coffey picking and driving. Here's Sherwood, goes to the left. Simmons wide to Martini. This is where he likes to run. He's brought down after bumping off, I believe it was Hayes on the far side. Short ball, short passes, Waller.
There's some good strong hitting going on in there, Gareth, and some pretty good up high tackling.
Well, here they come now. Bradford has the ball. Has Marsh on the outside, doesn't use him. Great tackle in the end, pulled down inside the 22. Ball wide to Simmons. They're very flat here, the Wanderers, as Tanner Felix takes them up towards the 22 again. They go the same way. Rahui has it. What can he do? We know he's got good footwork. He's got a good fend too. Getting around his man. They might be in trouble here on the far side, the Wanderers, if they don't get the ball back. As Logan says the ball's out. As Tanner Felix takes another good run. He's having an absolute blinder already. Sherwood shows and goes, almost gets through. They're threatening now, the Wanderers. Cal McDonald has the ball, steps. Oh, gives the ball to Waller. Waller spins. He's close. It's onto the right. They need the ball quick. And that's a penalty. That could be a card.
This is
He's going to get the card out. Yes. And I think that was deserved there, Jimmy.
Yeah, he was offside. Didn't even attempt to get onside, let alone come back through the ruck. So that's Paddy Kilmurray. It would saved him 7 points, though, to be fair. In that situation, I guess you can't blame him. There's a little bit of afters here, too.
Yeah, a little bit of blowing up out there. We'll look at the replay, though, as Waller spun. He was so close. If he had bigger arms, he would have been over.
Yeah, just had his hands in there, I think. And also, I mean, the number 13, Bryce Madden, was like he could have been pinged as well. He came in from an offside position. So, Wanderers' opportunity. He looks like they'll take the 3 points.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any argument there. I think that's the second or third penalty now in the 22 that the Hawks have given away. So I think there was no other option there rather than the yellow card.
Yeah, in front of the sticks as well, 7-3. It'll make it 7-6. And
Wondrous.
If they had got quick ball, then it was going to be a try out wide. So I would almost deem that, forgive me if I'm wrong, a penalty try.
I don't think it was far off, to be honest with you, Gareth. But it's very hard to say for sure that they were going to score, and I think that's the definition of it. But I think they'll be happy that they've come down here, got points, and they go back and reset. And they're certainly testing this Hawks defence early on and making them make those big tackles. And there's been some pretty last-minute tackles that have come off that might start slipping with a bit of tired legs.
So 7-6 is the scoreline, and Luke Simmons takes his second penalty shot and completes it. So now Keelan. It's end-to-end stuff at the moment. Both sides look good with ball in hand.
He's had some great touches. Keelan's had a pretty good kick-off and some good running as well, so he'd be happy with his start.
Well, safe option there, going deep. Billy Coffey getting the ball off the right boot, and it's a big towering kick. We've seen the kicking come out with Billy Coffey this year since he's come back, and I'm impressed by it. Here comes Big Rockaboro taking them on. The veteran.
Took a few to take him down.
They go back wide to Keelan. Keelan's going to play field position, and it could be out on the full. Oh, it just stays in. So Sherwood has to come back for it. Simmons is there. Has Marsh, but they're going to play field position as well. And again, a lovely kick by Simmons. McNeil keeps it in, though. He's forced to counter Simmons. Oh, gets around the ankle, puts them under pressure. Oh, and they've lost the ball forward. So again, the Wanderers with a chance to attack here. It's going to be pulled up for a scrum. First scrum of the match too.
Isn't this the kickoff? The front rowers kickoff for the start of the game, I think. There's some pretty poor, sloppy coming back in defence there from the Hawks. It came to the fullback and he had no option but to run it, and he was on it. He was isolated, and hence they knocked the ball on and turned it over.
Yeah, he looked to pop the pass there and it just went awfully wrong. So we'll see a first scrum after 16 minutes. And it's been high pressure out there, the crowd. It's very, very big here at number 2. I'm guessing probably up around 2,000 people, Jimmy.
Oh, more than that for sure. I think we're pushing 5-6, mate. This is the biggest crowd for a first grade that have hung around for first grade that I've seen in probably going back to the old days when we used to have them at that number 1 sports ground across right next door to here. It's a good, healthy crowd, and they're on the edge of their seat too as we have this first scrum.
So Jared just not happy with something out there. He's controlled the game pretty well so far, the Specsavers referee.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good game so far. He hasn't had too many controversial choices to make, but it's also good to have a good crowd, mixed crowd as well. You know, mixed teams. Merriweather played second grade, and so their supporters seem to have hung around a bit, and it's always good to stick around for the ultimate game of the first grade, isn't it?
Steve, what's the Hamilton tight head trying to do here first scrum?
He really wants to try and get a right shoulder, try and get in between the hooker and the loose head here, and without appearing to be boring, but really try and break up that bind that Maxwell and Lamont will have, because no doubt there'll be a pretty strong bond there, and it'll be pretty tough going there for Waller today.
Well, there's nothing boring about these scrums, that's for sure.
We can talk about it afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. For our viewers out there, they're interested in the backs. The Wanderers backline set deep and looking to set up a nice little play with Billy Coffey coming around the corner. And it's a good scrum by the Hawks. They drive the Wanderers back.
Yeah, good scrum from the Hawks there.
They've got the ball. It's nearly tight. I think they've come up with possession here, Hamilton.
Yep.
Yeah, they have. So resetting now the two Blues into a defensive pattern. And Keelan calling for it. They'll pick and drive and just settle themselves down here, the Hawks. Still going. Now Keelan gets it. He's got some wide runners. He uses them. Madden, short ball, and that's a lovely ball. And they've got Vasagotti on the outside, but just couldn't get through there, Hayes.
Oh, we might have a turnover here. Yeah.
And that's a turnover. That's a penalty. Holding on to the ball, not releasing.
Yeah, he was taken down to deck pretty quick there, and there were 3 Wanderers guys straight on top of him, and the support running for the Hawks wasn't there quick enough to clear that ruck.
It was a lovely ball, wasn't it, by Madden to Hayes, the winger coming around from the blind side and taken down here. And Jared Logan right on the spot there. As now.
Certainly, still some worrying signs for Wanderers for them in that first scrum, because they really did put them under pressure on that loose head side. Ben Christensen obviously got, I don't know whether he got loosened up there, but the ball certainly came back through Fave Silla's side.
Yeah, there is certainly worrying signs, and I think you're going to have to really get that hooker tight head bond really tight, because I think that's where the weakness is, and they'll be targeting that all game, I'd say.
Well, they go wide now, and here's Marsh coming around the blind wing, returning the favour. Just couldn't get through the hole there as Simmons goes wide to Billy Coffey. Billy Coffey, he's been contained well so far. Here's Tanner Felix. Felix ducks his head under. He's been busy early on here, the breakaway. As now Ben Ham, he goes behind, and Dylan Rowney goes wide to Bradford. Bradford has Marsh. Oh, he doesn't use him. Doesn't pop it up either, so they're about 10 out now, the Wanderers. Here's big Dave Waller. Waller can't get the arm free. They're threatening now, the Wanderers. Simmons has it. Flat ball, Badalina. Oh. He'll straighten up. The ball goes to Christensen, and Christensen scores.
Yeah,
the Wanderers are into it.
That was a great offload from Badalina. Took in 2 defenders, freed his arms up, and gave a pretty easy pass out there, and a pretty easy try in the end. But it was all set up there by Badalina, doing the good work there and releasing that ball out.
Yes, certainly. And I know you wrote an article on him earlier on in the semi-final series, Jimmy, but he is one of the most improved players in this competition, Badalina.
Yeah, in his 3rd year out here from Argentina, went via Spain. He's got a masters in marketing degree. He learned the language, learned his rugby, and he's one of those coaches that he's always asking for information. He's always asking the coach, what do I need to do to get better? And what have Viv's told him, it's worked this year, because last couple of years he's been there. He's been good at the line out, he's good at the kick receipts, but he hasn't been offered much around the park. Now he's had an impact, not only with the ball, but also at the breakdown and in defence.
Well, second rower to second rower, you won't see a prettier try than that in the grand final here, brought to you by Rams, and of course Top Better. Get in the game with Top Better, Bar TV's broadcast partner for 2016, and NIB, Viatech, and Specsavers for the referees. So this is a tough kick here for Simmons. He has got his kicking boots on the last couple of weeks. Obviously not when he was injured last week, though.
I think Hamilton are really missing Harry Beach. I mean, he had a really bad head knock, broke his nose horribly in round 16 against Wanderers. He was their on-baller. He played country at 77 kilos as a number 7. He was just so good on the ball. With Tweedy Assey and their back row a bit bigger and a bit slower, they're not having that same sort of impact at the breakdown.
Yeah, I'm loving the start here from the Wanderers pack, to be honest. With the loss of Cal Groth and...
Oh, that's a good kick. Sorry to cut you off, Steve. No. It goes over. So 13-7 the score. As you were saying, Steve.
Yeah, no, I'm just really impressed with the start here from the Wanderers forwards. They've really stepped up this game, and that they've obviously come under a bit of scrutiny the last couple of weeks.
So this ball kicked high again by Keelan. This is the grand final. The crowd won it. It's tight. And here's Assey. Jonathan Agnew coming through and getting his head through the other side. Here's Keelan. Keelan inside to Ackersdyke. Ackersdyke brought down. Keelan again, looking to go wide. Madden. So the Hamilton Hawks, they're attacking now. Keelan, flat ball to Ackersdyke. Lamont pops a ball. Oh, nice hands by the Silla to Tweedy Assey. Swatting them like flies out there. Here's the captain again, Lamont. Oh. He's lifting. Here's Assey again. Gee, he's been so busy here today. Flat ball to Tills.
Paddy Kilmurray warming up, getting ready to go back to re-enter the field after his 10 minutes in the bin.
Here's Rockaboro. Little short side play to Vasagotti. Vasagotti gets away from Badalina there. Setting his side up on the front foot as Ackersdyke picks and drives. They go behind Tills. Keelan, he takes the line. Oh, that's a good tackle. Martini. That's textbook stuff there.
Yeah, did well to get that ball back, the Hawks.
Here's Rockaboro. Vassagoni. He's dropped it.
Yeah.
He was over unmarked. Dylan Rowney was coming across, but I think he would have got the ball down in the corner, and that might come back to haunt them, Steve.
I think Rockaboro could have possibly gone the distance there himself.
We look at the replay.
But,
I think he was well taken and got the big arm free.
Yeah, he did the right thing in trying to get that offload out, and there was nothing wrong with it. It was a perfect pass, and it really should have been taken, and should have been 5 points for sure.
Big scrum, this one for the two Blues. They really need to aim up 5 minutes from their own line.
Yeah, they're going to need the whole 8 for
There'll
this.
be some pressure coming through this one, through the tight head.
Yep.
Well, just the packs are. I mean, Wanderers have a big pack, but the Hamilton Hawks they've probably got about 40 to 50 kilos on them.
Yeah, they've got some big boys up front for sure, and as I said, Waller's going to have his work cut out all day here.
So Sherwood has the ball. And the Hawks are driving through already. Yes, they've won the tight head. Oh, he's going to call it back.
Ooh.
That call is a little bit...
Ishimura's eyes lit up. He saw that space in the left corner. He was about to pick it up and go.
Saved by the whistle there, I think.
Not happy either, Stephen Lamont. He's shaking his head in disgust, the Hamilton hooker and captain.
Yeah,
I think... I mean, if Ishimori puts his hands in and grabs that ball half a second, he's in. But the Wanderers, they're in all sorts of trouble at scrum time here.
Yeah, they really need to get Phil and Dave Waller really getting tight and get the boys behind them, and especially at the back row, because one man makes a big difference, and they're going to have to really get up here and support them. It's 5 metre scrum. There's no bigger scrum in the game, really.
So what can they do here, the two Blues? They're set. The Hawks, short arm. The big Hawks crowd is behind the touchline there.
I'm surprised if they call for another scrum here, Gareth.
They're right in. But it will be a Hamilton Hawks feed this time, so do you go for the pushover? I think 100% you do. Just
You're asking me.
Can't believe you even
it was a rhetorical question, boys.
Yeah.
They need to grit their teeth here, lock their legs in, get those long spreads in nice and deep, and hang on for dear life, the two Blues here.
Yeah, they definitely do. If they can come out of here without giving away a try, you know, without sounding too dramatic, this could be the game.
Certainly upstairs will be the game anyway, mentality-wise.
Yep.
If they can hold on here, they've got a heap of confidence on it. Likewise, if Hamilton get a pushover.
Well, they've dug back a little bit. Rockabora just struggling to keep it in as they drive forward. They're going to have to do something with it, maybe.
Tight head side up.
Yeah, the ball's
out.
Oh, Sherwood, was that came around?
Yeah, little Fox Terrier there came in and...
well done by the captain. Assey, he's over! The ball goes up. He's over for his second, the number 7. What about that? The big hand went over the top of the ruck and he planted it down.
Yeah, I suppose on the positive side from Wanderers, they didn't give it away from the scrum. So, as we were talking about, their mental state is okay. He did well to score it. He's come over the ruck and reached out that big arm. Very hard to defend that unless you've got someone right in behind, and even then it's a dead weight coming right over the top.
Well, just look at the replay here. The Wanderers, they did well to hold it. You see the breakaways popping their heads up. Martini broke free. And Big Assey saw the opportunity, jumped over the top, and Logan was right on the spot there.
He'll push to the face for his troubles.
Yeah, didn't need that, did he? Yeah, Tim Marsh not happy with it there, but in any case, it's going to be a try. And Hamilton, they're a point behind now, 13-12. Kick to come. 5 out. Keelan, we know he's cool under pressure. The ball swings wide, so 13-12. The score remains in favour of the Wanderers.
See a marked difference in the Wanderers' discipline getting into the 22. The last few weeks they've given away penalties and yellow cards, and they've been really disciplined. It's obviously something they've had a big chat about and tried to rectify.
Both sides full complement now. Kilmurray's back on the field. Well, that ball jumps off the top there. Agnew went in for it. Didn't come up with it, and now they're back on the 22, the Hawks. Hassey with a long ball in behind. Here's Madden. Madden goes himself. Sam Hayes was unmarked on the outside, but went with the side of caution as Keelan now looking to play wide again. McNeil turns, straightens up, and picked up and driven into the ground. So here's Keelan again. He'll go for territory this time. And again, Rowney comes across. Good field position there. Oh, he gets away. We know he's very quick. Rowney, he has support on the inside, and here comes Big Dave Waller. He's going to go for a try, and he's in. What a try!
Wow, that's tight head props dreams. That is come true.
Well, Dylan Rowney, we've said he is in career best form, and that is exactly why. He just saw the opportunity. He lit it up, and he caused Hamilton all sorts of problem down that left side. And that's a good try there, Steve.
That's a great try, and that's a big warning shot to Keelan. He's been controlling this game pretty well, but he kicked there down to Rowney, and he's probably the last person you want to kick to in that situation. His open field play is pretty good, and as you see there, his great step, and he's just left two people for dead. And,
he just backed himself, didn't he? Inside Simmons. Simmons was hit late, I thought. No, he wasn't. It must have been one of the other players.
That would have seemed like a 2K run, that, for Dave Waller.
Dave Waller. Oh, yeah, no, Rowney was hit late, sorry. And he took a bit of a while to get back up, but he's fine now as Waller. Look how happy the big man is.
You can even see his smile through that beard.
He's heading off to a professional, not professional, certainly a contract in Holland on Wednesday. So
very
he might
good.
go over there as a try scorer rather than a tight head.
Well, he has scored quite a few tries this year. I think he's up around the 5 or 6 mark. That could make him 7.
Yeah, so no nudie run for Dave Waller this year. Saving his blushes.
Well, he scored one from over halfway.
I know his parents always tune into Bar TV. They came up to us one day last season and said, what a good job you boys do. So I think they're up the valley somewhere, so I'm sure they'll be cheering in their lounge rooms if they're not in fact here today.
Oh, and he misses that one, Simmons, so the score remains 18-12, and Wanderers hit back again. This game is like a game of basketball.
Isn't it great?
Totally
unexpected.
End-to-end stuff.
It's been a great game, few mistakes and not too much negative play by the way of penalties, so it's been really good so far.
So Keelan goes the other side, this time deep again to Coffey. Coffey comes up with it, and he's dealt with again. They go wide. Bradford gives it to Ham, and Ham, that's opening up out wide for the two Blues now. They're short on the right, and here comes Big Dave Waller again. Sherwood. Felix. He's had a big game, Felix. And they go really wide that time to Simmons. Playing on the edges here, Rahui stepping. The Hamilton defensive line is a little bit disjointed here. As Marcus Christensen, he sets up the play.
Got their tails up, haven't they, Wanderers, at the moment?
Here's Tanner Felix throwing the little dummy, but going himself. Sherwood. It's a turnover there. So the Hawks with a good chance to counter now. Vasacotti, Lamont threw a terrible ball, really. Hands would have done that then, and that's going to be a penalty. Advantage played as Ishimori has the ball. It's in kicking distance. Yeah, it's going to be a kick for goal here. 18-12 the score.
I think Keelan was quite keen to kick for touch there and try and analyse driving mauls, but the word came from the sideline to take the 3 points.
Well, they're behind on the...
No, they've changed him on. He is going for touch, so looks like there's been an overrule there from the man on the field.
Well, I think it's a good decision. It's good positive stuff by the Hamilton side there.
I love taking 3 points, mine. I know
tough kick, though.
Are very good from this distance. That's one thing I will give them. Their strike rate from 10-metre line out is incredible, but geez, grand final points on offer.
Yeah, I tend
Thank
to
you
agree
very
with
much.
you.
Tough kick, though. 45 out.
Wind at his back. I've seen him kick further. We'll know in the next 5 minutes.
Well,
whether it was
that's
a good
exactly
decision or
right.
not.
Let's not sit here arguing. Let's get back to the game. As Lamont has the ball, goes to the back.
That's good line.
Ackersdyke. Oh, a little move off the back. Here comes Rockaboro. He's tough, and he's pulled up short. Again, great defence by the Wanderers. And they come up with a ball. Here's Billy Coffey, straightens the ball up. Looked to kick, but thought better of it.
Geez, they were in for all money there, weren't they? I thought Rockaboro was going to reach out and plant that down, but he thought the wiser of it. Looks like Wanderers have got a penalty here as well.
Yeah, there's a bit of a scrap on the field as well. So Wanderers, Christensen in the thick of it there.
Yeah, I think we win that argument, James. And 3 points probably should have been a better option.
You know what they say about hindsight?
Great tackle on Rockaboro, though, wasn't it? It was a great little move off the line out. They were all expecting the driving maul, and he just folded around the corner into open space. But then all of a sudden, someone come from nowhere and chopped him down right around the ankles. Which is
it was great defence,
the only
wasn't
way you can chop him down is to go right around the ankles. He's a big beast of a man.
Grand final defence, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. I fancy if that kick for touch had been 5 metres better, which I still to this day say that there really needs to be a big emphasis on kicking for touch when it comes to in the 22, and pinpoint accuracy can be pretty vital.
So here's Bradford. Bradford,
Wonky
looking throw there. Lamont cleans it up, so the Hawks with another chance here as they come forward, and it's a good run up towards the 22.
Yeah, set piece proving costly for Wanderers at the moment, putting themselves under pressure.
So Keelan double pumps it to Madden. Madden, good strong run, but he's failed to turn over. He gets there in the end. Tills now. And again, the Wanderers there. They're aiming up in defence here as Ackersdyke goes around the corner, uses that short side well. Tills goes through. Keelan has it. Has options. Oh, he's hit late off the ball. Ben Ham might find himself in trouble.
Yeah, touch judge has got a flag out.
And here they come now. Vasagotti. They might not need it. Hit off the ball. We'll probably go back to the replay as the ball goes through the legs of Keelan. And this time Lamont's hit. Oh, nice ball there.
Oh, good cover tackle there.
Deceptively quick, McNeil and Tills. Oh, Tills couldn't flick the ball on as they come through. Battleina. Good pressure by the big number 4. Lamont. Picking and driving. The Hawks, this is good control. Lauren Kelly still has the flag out. It's going to be a penalty, and we're going to come back here. We might try and get the replay on the late shot.
It'll be interesting what the call actually is here, because they've played a fair bit of advantage after the initial infringement, and whether Jared decides, well, they had an advantage, they played it. And,
we go here, yeah, you see it there, and Ben Ham. Shoulder charge, so shoulder charge and late. It wasn't too late, but he wasn't fully committed. And he's going to get in a bit of trouble for that.
One of those ones, grand final, is he worth going to the bin?
I don't think
he'll reach
so.
for his pocket, but
he's going to reach for his pocket here. Is he? No, he's not. Wow. Surely they'll take the points this time. I thought Logan was going to square it up there, but he didn't. And that's better for this game. This game, with 3 minutes remaining in the half, it's certainly been played at a frenetic pace here, Jimmy.
See Lamont having a good word with Jared. I'm sure he's asking that question, and I suppose we got the benefit of the replay, but
he's very persuasive, Steve Lamont. He gets in the referee's ear without too many other people noticing. He's a very good captain.
Well, 2 very good captains, actually. Luke Sherwood as well.
Here we go again. They're not going for the 3 points again. Again, looking for the killer blow just right on half time.
Really needs to make this count here and get right on that 5. A little bit out.
Yeah, a little bit out. But it's a little bit closer than the last time. Surely they'll go for the maul this time and play off the back of it. So Lamont. See Agnew. They're set. It goes to Agnew. Agnew comes down, and yes, they set up. This is where they're at their best. Assie's at the back.
It's a big moment in this game.
Can
2
he get
minutes
his
from
third
half-time.
try? Assey, he's got the ball. They're driving forward, and Assey's over.
Yeah.
Another try, 3 tries in a grand final to Tweedy Assey. And he's not even pointing to the air anymore. He's happy, Steve, and that's a good forwards try again.
Yeah, that's a great forwards try. Great setup. They've really got it down pat there, that maul, and it's so hard to defend, and I think Wanderers maybe need to look at possibly not competing straight away and get that player around to tackle the ball carrier, because I think they're going to have to look at something different here. 2 tries, nearly exact carbon copies on the other side of the field.
Yeah, that's right. We go down low there, and you can see the body height by the Hamilton side. And they get over Tweedy Assey.
Yeah.
He sniffed them out today, hasn't he?
Yeah, they've got that good defence, Wanderers, but it's that small shift in direction that really gets them. And as soon as they've gone past those initial defenders, it's catch up mauling from there, and they're trying to fold back around. And yeah, they're on the hiding to nothing once that happens.
So 17-18 the score. Keelan had a similar kick here before. Wanderers, they pressure. It's coming around, but it's wide. So 18-17. Not long to go before half time here. They'll get one more passage of play. 18-17 the score. McDonald has the ball. So Coleman will be happy with that try right on half time. As that ball goes towards the sideline, drifts, and did not need that. The Wanderers side.
Might be full time, might be half time.
We'll see. Logan's checked his clock. He's going to have one more play.
I nearly put the commentators cursing, saying that the kickoffs have been really top quality. And,
well, you thought it.
Yeah.
Still counts.
You wouldn't have thought a breakaway would have 3 tries before half time, and I reckon he's carried the ball a total of about 4.5 metres.
Yeah, that's right.
And yet he's got a hat trick.
Yeah, put any
Such
top
is
bet
the
of money
beautiful
on that.
game. Such is the beautiful game, Jimmy.
Wanderers will be wanting to shore this scrum up and really just go in with this 1 point advantage and not really give away penalties here. And
well, Hamilton, they've come out with an attacking mindset, as we can see there, as Keelan puts a little kick in behind. Vasagotti coming through. Rowney tries to get around. Oh, good tackle there by Vasagotti, holding him up as well, showing good strength by the winger as they drive forward. The Wanderers are going to have to do something with it. Maxwell, hands in the air, calling for something, and that is going to be a scrum. But we could see half-time here.
Yep.
And it's going to be half-time with a score 18-17 in favour of the Wanderers. We'll be back shortly with our top better half-time competition. And we'll see all you out there with the top better and Bar TV signs to give away the cash. Well, here we are. We're back for the Rams 2016 Grand Final. And with us, and we're
Bar
happy to have
TV
Luke
Sports
Bramwell
would
from
like
Top
to
Better. How are you, Luke?
I'm great, thanks, mate. How are you today?
Oh, very good. And we like to thank you for being part of our coverage across not just the rugby, but all sports this year, putting money back into grassroots sports. And we've got a winner at half-time, giving away the 1,000. Looking out there. Do you think they're well deserved of it? There's two of them. We'll give it to the guy in the Bunnies jersey, eh?
Oh, absolutely, mate. They've been standing there for the last 30 minutes holding up their sign. They're pretty keen.
Yeah, so if anyone knows who that is out there, tag them in on our Facebook and they get the cash. So very good. It's been great doing the local tournaments with Top Better. Of course, you guys have got a lot of things going on at the moment with Spring Carnival and the like. Tell us a little bit about some of that stuff.
Well, look, absolutely. At the moment, we've got tournaments going on, even for the NHRU today. But for Spring Carnival, in terms of our offerings that we've got currently, we're actually going to be running a $200,000 prize pool tournament for Spring Carnival. We're going to be calling it the King of Spring. It's going to run over 4 days, from Derby Day through Melbourne Cup, and a couple of other days after that.
I'll tell you what's good about the tournaments as well. You don't have to be the number one punter. The tournaments pay out down to 100, I think it was, in the autumn one. So I'm guessing it's going to be the same thing with that too.
Absolutely.
And it's a good way, if you do like to have a little bit of a flutter on the horses, it's a great way to get involved in track.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can have minimal outlay, go and play all day long for as little as $2.50 or even free. And then you can buy into the larger tournaments as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess the good thing about Top Better as well, being a local company, putting money back into grassroots sports, I guess, through our coverage and through various other sponsorships as well. You guys are doing great things for the local community as well. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, look, we hope to give back to the community. We support not only the NHRU, we also support the league. And we support a lot of the local teams here in Newcastle. We're based in Newcastle and an Australian-owned business, so we really do like to give back to those local grassroots sports. Yeah,
and of course, winning a couple of awards too at the National Gaming Conference. Tell us a bit about those sort of things as well. You come against the big corporates, but you guys, coming up against the big corporates, the underdogs are winning, which we like as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been pushing very, very hard, and especially on the innovation front with our platform and the tournament wagering style of things. We're just trying to change things up a bit in the marketplace.
Yeah, certainly. So it's been great talking to you. Who do you like in this game? It's a close one at half time, 18-17.
It's a really, really, really close match. I think both teams are well deserved at this stage. We're just going to have to see how it plays out in the second half. A very, very close game.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's been good to joining us, Luke. Thank you very much, and thanks for all your support to the Top Better, all the teams, all the tournaments. I know everyone we've spoken to has certainly been enjoyed the added fun it is getting involved in the local tournaments with all the markets around on the rugby league, the football, and of course the rugby union as well.
Absolutely. Thanks very much for having us on.
Oh, always a pleasure, mate.
Cheers, mate.
We'll catch you around. Thanks, Luke. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with the rest of all the second half action. Well, the images you see out there's a kick for cash competition going on here as well, brought to you by Rams, and again we thank Rams for their contribution in the NHRU this year. Of course, if you do want any sort of loan, home loan especially, go in and see Luke and the guys. They'll look after you, and you will get cash back for your local rugby club as well, which is a great thing, putting money back into the community, which a lot of these sponsors do. Steve?
So important, I think, these local Rams aren't local, but putting back into the local community and getting kids involved in sport, it's just something I believe is so important for young kids' development. Getting them involved in team sports, getting out physical rather than sitting on their iPads. So a big up to all the sponsors here today, Top Better, Rams, Specsavers, the whole lot. They do a great job, and it's really appreciated.
Well, the young kid out there, he's the winner, so he'll go home with a $250 cash, courtesy of Rams. Gets himself a little credit card, which I'm sure he'll be able to spend nicely.
Heaps of lollies.
With his parents' permission, of course. But it's been, what a half it's been, though. It's been end-to-end stuff here. The Wanderers, they're in front. Hamilton gaining the ascendancy just before half-time. So it's pretty much 0-0 at half-time, and it'll be interesting to see how both sides play out this half. How do you think they're going to go? It's not panic stations for either side, but it's just going to be a physically absorbing second half, I think.
Yeah, I think I might have touched on it just before the end of half-time. I think the big thing Wanderers are going to have to do is try and nullify that Hawks drive close to the line. I think they're going to have to come up with something different there, because they don't want to find themselves in that situation again. I wouldn't be panicking if I was Wanderers. I'd be watching the discipline again and just keep doing what they're doing. The forwards have really stepped up in the absence of Groth and Kevill, and you know, that they're big losses and they're enforcers, and the two second rows in particular for me have really stepped up, done well in the ball carrying, done well in the defence, and they're having a cracking game. I think this second half is going to be a great half, and if it's anything like the first one, we're in for a great finish. In regards to the breeze, I don't think there's much. I
think it's dropped off, to be fair. I don't think it's going to be any effect at all in this second half, Steve.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that, and I think James might have got it wrong there. But I think that's fine. I don't think it's going to really affect them too much. I think Keelan's pretty up for it anyway, even into the wind, so I don't think that's going to have a bearing on this outcome.
Yeah, certainly not. The game's been refereed well by the Specsavers referees too, and there's a bit of shenanigans going on over there from the university crowd. They're always great game day specialists here for grand finals. We see now Wanderers coming out onto the field. I tell you who's been contained well is Billy Coffey.
Yeah.
He's threatened to light up a couple of times, but Hamilton a bit around him. But the defence by Wanderers on guys like Savarokaboro and the like, I mean, it's been outstanding. And that's the reason why they're in front. Yeah,
and on the flip side, the Hawks, they've had a bit of lazy defending, a bit of lazy support, which has actually resulted in a couple of tries. And that last try that Wanderers scored was as a result of no one backing up and no one really backing support, covering any option that might have come around. And fair play to Wanderers though as well. They saw that, opened it up, and they reaped the rewards from it.
Well, you see the crowd there. It is absolutely full on this grandstand side here, with a crowd largely skewed in the grandstand towards Wanderers, but the Hawks side, they're littered all across the ground. They're behind the hill, and they're, of course, to the left-hand side of us as well. What a game it's been so far. What a grand final here, brought to you by Rams, of course. Viatech and NIB, the other partners of this 2016 competition. We had a good chat with the guys at Top Better at half-time. Of course, they've been our broadcast partner throughout season 2016, and they've been a good one too, looking after us everywhere.
Yeah, good local company as well, and supporting the local community as we were talking about earlier. So, yeah, good guys up at Top Better.
So here we go for the second half. Jimmy Garner will be joining us shortly, but it's showtime here. 40 more minutes for crowning glory.
Great kickoff. And
again, the kickoff there, Ishimori comes up with it. The Hawks, it's almost a carbon copy of the Wanderers start. They'll pick and drive. Lamont coming round. Lamont breaks through. Can't get the ball away to Vasagotti. This is the perfect start. Coleman will be happy.
Great kickoff there, set this bit of passage of play up, and both sides have kicked off really well.
So Ackersdyke Picks and drives. They go again, the Hawks. Playing sensible here. Rockaboro this time, head bandaged up at half-time. They go again, they're 5 out now.
Yeah, edging closer here, and
here he is again, Tweedy Assey. Can he get 4?
It's a pretty good defence there so far from the Wanderers.
Yeah, they pride themselves on their line defence, and you can see why here today. The Hamilton side should really be in front by a few more. But the defence by Wanderers, it's been exemplary. They go again, Rockaboro! And that's a try! The big man goes over.
Yeah, just too much pressure there in the end, and I think the Wanderers guys just ran out a bit of defensive steam there, and 5 points pretty early.
Close to 10 phases there, and picking and driving. They took their time. The Wanderers just couldn't take the pressure, and they ended up scoring a pretty good try there.
Yeah, and again, I think Wanderers are going to have to really work hard in their close game. That ball never looked like coming out to the Hawks' back line, whereas Wanderers should really know and probably shore up the defence in there a little bit.
We'll go to the replay here, and it's not the prettiest of tries, but they all count, especially in the grand final. You see Rockaboro here, and from that far out, who's stopping him?
Yeah, pretty hard. And they've controlled it really well, to be fair to the Hawks. It was very controlled. Good discipline on the same side from Wanderers, realising that they don't want to spend the next 10 minutes with their man down. But they are 5 points behind. Yeah, 4 points, sorry.
Of course, you can go online to the Newcastle Herald, where James Gardner is live blogging, putting articles up and doing a great job. And they're just having a little break here. Keelan, he's 10 in from touch.
He's uncharacteristically missed a few, Gareth, and I'm sure you want to be putting that right pretty quick.
Well, they go to the lead. The Hawks, can they extend it? No, yes they can. The flags go up. Lauren Kelly looked at Dalbo and they said, yes, we concur.
Thinking an interesting part of this game is going to be the 55, just looking at the subs off their seats, starting to warm up.
So Tills goes up for that one, takes it nicely. Ishimori, here's Rockaboro, goes behind. Keelan, Paddy Kilmurray, spent some time in the bin. And here's big Rockaboro. Runs out of room in the end, and really Hayes, he's copped the bad end of the stick here today. He's been open a couple of times. But here's Kilmurray, he'll straighten the attack. Does so, gets through. Can't get the arms free again, Ackersdyke. He's always the first man there. Here's Lamont. He's not far behind as he palms off a couple. Good run by the hooker and captain. They're 22 out. Ishimori. Here's Assey. He scored a treble. And that's a penalty.
Yeah, lucky. I think there'll be a big exhale there from all the Wanderers boys. They've come out really firing, haven't they, the Hawks? And
well, they've lifted a gear here, the Hawks, haven't they?
Yeah, this is going to be a big steam release here from the Wanderers, I think.
24-18 is the score.
Simmons in a bit of trouble there. I think he might have copped a bit of a knock to the head.
He's controlled the game nicely when they've had ball in hand, Simmons. He's been playing a little bit wider today, I've noticed, and certainly when they play on those fringes, they've made the Hamilton side look pretty ordinary in defence.
Yeah, they're pretty blessed there. They've got Cal McDonald, who's a good ball player as well, and they've got options there in the playmaker department, which is resulted in a lot of their tries.
So Simmons comes back, gets the ball. He'll kick for touch here. 24-18. Oh, Vasagotti doesn't find touch.
Mistake.
So maybe it was a little head knock there, uncharacteristic-like, as Kilmurray now looks to spin the ball wide. Hayes takes them on, gets them up towards halfway and over halfway. Ishimori. Keelan goes wide again. There's trouble. Vasagotti on Marsh. Tries to swat him away, but Marsh, too much pace and wraps him up. Ishimori. Ackersdyke, good run, running wide this time. Ackersdyke, he's done a lot of tight stuff.
Great pickup.
Yeah, Assey, the one-handed pickup, and looked pretty good.
Might have turned that over. Oh,
no, they come up with it. Picked up and dumped there, McNeil. They go wide again, inside ball to Tilse. He's brought down again. The defence is still good here by the Wanderers, and that is a penalty. So, again, in attack, the Hamilton have just let themselves down there.
They have, and that was good defence there from Wanderers, side to side, and the Hawks playing with a bit more width this time, and but Wanderers up for the challenge, and some good ball and all tackling there. I don't think we'll see another mistake here from Simmons. Oh dear.
So he finds touch, but he doesn't find much.
Yeah.
But in any case, Phil Bradford.
Go for the middle one.
Battolina, he's been good in the air today, the Argentinian. As Simmons gets the ball into open spaces over the top of Hayes' head. McNeil, he's inside. Bounces away from Rahui. Billy Coffey gets him from behind. He fell in awkwardly to that tackle, but I think he's going to be okay. The Wanderers' defence has just picked up that little bit. They're in the way of Ishimori. He does find Keelan, though, as Keelan steps away. So they're on the back foot now, the Hawks. And now Ishimori with a box kick. Clever little kick by the halfback. Cal McDonald goes wide. Simmons over the top. Bounces towards Madden. Madden lets it bounce off that big chest of his. As now McNeil spreads it wide, and Rockaboro is running wide. Marsh does well to hold on to him somewhat. As McNeil links up. Looking dangerous this half, McNeil. Goes to Keelan, gets it on the bounce. Gets a wobbly looking kick towards Coffey, who boots it in field. Sherwood, he's going to be in trouble. He gets away. Nice work by the halfback. As they go forward, they pick a drive. They turn to the ball over. Here's Lamont. Lamont with a bit of space. He's picked himself up, and Jimmy Gardner. What did they say at half time?
Whatever they did, it's worked for the Hawks. That was Pete Maxwell. Great steal there from a front rower. And now certainly Hamilton on the front foot. And another penalty, 3 in a row at the breakdown against the Hawks. That's the only thing keeping Wanderers in this in the opening 10 minutes. I won't say they're gone, but certainly the opening 10 minutes, the second half has been all Hamilton.
Yeah, it's only been those 3 penalties that have been the saving grace here for Wanderers. And it looks like it was the same reason for all 3, so certainly something Lamont will want to be having a chat to the boys about. I think it's off their feet.
So Simmons punches it downfield. That's a better kick. He has the breeze to his back.
I'd like to see a good backline move here from Wanderers. Get some good ball off the top and see what Cal McDonald can whisk up here.
Well, they have got that sweeping move with Marsh coming around. Christensen has to do everything in his powers to get that. He does well, the country prop. Here's McDonald. They go to Marsh. He's going to run out of room as they go across fields. Coffey comes back in field. Good run. Flat ball there, Tanner Felix. Sherwood, he's wide. Simmons floats the ball out. Martini, we haven't seen too much of him, but we have now as he straightens up, steps away. He's still going, Martini.
Wow.
What an individual try. What a try by Martini. What skill. Jimmy Gardner, you said he had the X factor, and it was right there.
They needed something, they needed someone to lift. They needed someone to stick their hand up and say, come on, boys, follow me. And didn't he do that? A great fend in and away, and then he had enough pace to get to the corner. That's where he's most dangerous. That's where they got to give him the ball. Get away from the arm wrestle, give him some open space and watch him go.
How good was that turn of pace?
Gee.
He put on the afterburners there straight up, and that's what beat the first tackler for me.
Well, Tim Marsh has got pace on the wing, but I tell you what, Dan Martini, the number 8, is not far behind him. He made the Hamilton defenders look very ordinary then and complacent. Look at this as he just came off the right foot, stepped again, and McNeil had no hope at all.
Great play there altogether. He looked up, saw a couple of front rowers, targeted them, and if the tackle's made, the tackle's made, but there's every chance you're going to go in between two front rowers, and that's exactly what's happened there, and they found themselves wanting in defence.
Well, he's helped out a little bit by Phil Bradford, who ran the line away from him and came in through the middle, and Dan Martini.
Well, just
won't say he's been struggling with form, but he certainly hasn't scored as many tries as what he did last year, but he'll remember that one.
Yeah,
so 23-24. Wow.
Hawks have been all over Wanderers at the beginning of this half, and first time down in their half, and they've come away with the try. So, the Hawks will be scratching their heads, and certainly wanted to looking to shore up that backline defence.
Simmons strikes it, and the flags go up here at number 2 Sports Ground. 25-24, and the Wanderers hit the lead again. And it's interesting to note, we heard a few people say it during the week. Jimmy, you were one of them. No one's won it back-to-back since Maitland in the 90s.
Yeah, 98-99, which was when the Newcastle Wildfires were still playing in the Sydney competition. So it just goes to show how hard it is. This one's not over yet, though, by any stretch of the imagination, as Wanderers again turn over possession, but they've got another penalty.
Yeah, penalty again, and the arms are going up now from the Hawks. They have been on the back of some interesting calls, but Jared Logan, the Specsavers referee.
Yeah, I think he's been pretty consistent. He's that. I think that was the clear of the 4 penalties there, to be honest.
That ball kicked into touch. Over the 50-yard line. Bradford.
Needs a good line out here, Bradford.
Goes towards Ham, and Ham doesn't get a good ball off the top, and Sherwood. He's on the bottom of that ruck. So they'll pick and drive here through Felix. Felix showing he can do the tough stuff. And so can this man, Battolina. He's driven back. Oh, he gets a handoff to Bradford. How did he come up with that? They're up over the 40, and they're in trouble now, the Hamilton Hawks, as they go towards the right. It was on towards the left. They just couldn't regroup quick enough there. And that's a penalty now to the Wanderers going forward.
Yeah.
Do we call that a square up? As Assie's all over him. Cal McDonald just shaking off that man bun there. Is that a man bun injury, Jimmy?
Could be, mate. I noticed the big prop was in there straight away. Dave Waller to look after him to make sure these Hamilton Hawks weren't ruffling his feathers.
Anything with buns, Dave Waller's around.
I'm sure they've got a spare few hairbands down there somewhere just in case.
Yeah, that's an interesting penalty.
Oh, yeah, Tweedy Assey just dropped his knee on his head. Fair enough, too.
Oh,
I don't think there's a great deal in it, but it certainly wasn't nice.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah, it could have been costly as well. He could have.
That's a 6-week penalty at the judiciary, a knee.
Yeah.
In any case, Hamilton again, their chance to attack. Not the best line out. The set pieces in the second half are going to pieces, so to speak, as Lamont picks and drives. He's been the standout so far in this half. He's really picked it up. He's lifted his side.
Yeah, good play there from Waller. He spotted that ball was out, and he's making life difficult at the breakdown there.
Yeah, he's having a good game, Waller. As Rockaboro stepping around. Oh, picked up and driven in the end. Good tackle by the smaller number 8, Martini. And that's a better kick. Keelan playing field position as they get the ball over the touchline. That is what wins you a grand final.
Yeah, this is a real important line out now here for Wanderers. They're going to want to make sure they get good, clean ball off this one and get themselves out of this red zone.
They talk about good exits all the time, don't they? You need it most importantly when you're under pressure. And it looks like they've turned that over at the line out, so not what the two Blues were after under pressure.
Yeah,
they've turned it over, so here they come. Here's Assey again. Assey winds up. Tills. Oh, trips over there, and that's going to be a knock on. Yeah, he just juggled the ball at the back of the breakdown, and They're getting into him. They're getting into each other there. Give him a good clap there, Christensen.
Yeah,
He hates a heckle, doesn't he, Christensen?
I hate that stuff. When someone knocks on, you go and rub your hand in their face. That's the last thing you do. I'm not a fan of that at all. But
I
it's
love
all
it.
about niggling and trying to get them up to get them mentally as well as physically. And if I was Wanderers, I'd be worried about this scrum rather than
that's
slapping
right.
the opposition on the head. To be fair, but whatever works for them, whatever gets them going, they certainly need to dig deep here and produce some clean.
It's been a testament to the quality of the game, actually, how few scrums we've had. You know, there hasn't been many sort of unforced errors, and the quality of the game, I'm really surprised, and I think we're going to have a few changes here now, which...
Rockabora might have some blood, I think.
Yeah, Rockaboro's bleeding from that head of his.
Get a little Band-Aid, he'll be all right.
So Brennan comes on the field for a blood bin interchange. Brennan, of course, he's played plenty of first grade, so they're not... I mean, they'll miss Rockaboro, but they're not missing experience there with Brennan coming on the field. He's had a good couple of seasons.
15 kilo, though.
I think it's what we were talking about earlier. I think the Hawks have got a pretty good bench, and they're going to have to really step up here now if they're going to pull this game back.
Well, it'll be interesting to see when the changes do come, if many do come this match. Everything in the balance. Now Hamilton. Better scrum by Wanderers. They're holding themselves, and here comes the secondary push. Picked up off the back by Ackersdyke. Ishimori looking for a bit of space down the short side. But the Wanderers were well alert to it. Oh, it comes out the back. The breakdown stuff at the moment by the Hawks is terrible. As now the Wanderers counter-ruck, and they come up with the ball. No. The Hawks somehow get that ball.
Wanderers are really making life hard for the Hawks at the breakdown. They're really being competitive mongrels and trying to disrupt as much as they can, and they're doing a really good job of it at the moment.
Inside ball. Still going, Paddy Kilmurray. The ball goes wide. Assey. Another little short ball there. Keeping it tight here, the Hawks. Oh, Ackersdyke with a big leap over the top, and that it will be a penalty.
Dangerous play for sure.
Yeah.
And
a bit of a brain snap there from Ackersdyke because they're mounting some pressure. That's where they're so lethal from that 10 metres out. They just keep recycling possession, and he's taking the odds to the hurdle.
If you have a look here, he just leapt over. That was gazelle-like, wasn't it?
I'm sure, I know Bubba Coleman's probably one of the coolest characters going around, but I'm sure even he'll be burning up a little bit with the amount of penalties he's given away in Wanderers half.
Well, Seva Rockabora coming back to the sideline.
That's a great kick too.
Yeah, getting them out of trouble there. They're looking for a bit more distance on it. The crowd, the parochial crowd. As Bradford goes all the way to the back, and Lamont comes up with it. Here he comes again, Lamont, the hooker. Inspirational stuff.
It's got me beat while you're winning ball at number 2 that they all of a sudden decide to go over the back all the time. I know it's an easy take, but you've got to be spot on with your execution.
Yeah.
Well, they held
on
their 22. That's okay. And the Wanderers come back in their defensive set. But really, they're hurting themselves here, the Wanderers, as you mentioned. The options they're taking aren't the best, Steve.
No, you know, it's good ball at the back, but it's a pinpoint throw, and you've got to hit it off, or the repercussions of it not working are pretty bad.
Alicia Mori goes to Silla. Big Fave. They pick and drive again. Assey showing some good strength. That's why he's got a couple of tries. They go towards the left. Just soaking up some pressure here. The Wanderers looking for an opening to try and counter. And here it is here. They've turned the ball over. Good stuff. And again, good defence by the two Blues. Spits out the side, and Ben Ham forced to pick and drive. Could be a turnover. Yes, it is.
Another turnover.
Tweedy Assey again. He's been very strong, hasn't he?
As
Certainly
Maxwell
leading the way for man of the match, probably just from Rockabora for the Hawks, and for mine, Luke Sherwood, and big Nacho Badalina has been very good for the two Blues as the Hawks now on the attack.
Yeah, kicks across field. Simmons can't get to it. Bounces over Vasagotti's head as well, and the ball comes out. Knock on.
Sure.
So it's a knock on. However,
I think the
the
Hawks
pressure will be on the scrum here for the two Blues.
Yeah, the pressure at the scrum again. I think the Hawks are going to have to look at doing something a little bit differently. That Wanderers are really making life hard at the breakdown and starting to wear down this Hawks front row and just I think slight knock on, but
Only just.
yeah,
But only just is still a knock on.
yeah, that's right. I think we're starting to get a few changes now, and this will be an interesting point in the game, I think.
Yeah, Gareth Till's coming from the field. Brennan taking his spot. Some fresh legs. He's had a strong game, Tills.
I think Wanderers would just want a good, quick strike here in this scrum and try and get this ball out and out of the 22 as quickly as they can. They don't want this ball hanging around in the middle or at the back of the number 8's feet.
Well, Harris looks like he's going, good scrum.
Yeah. They're on wheels at the moment, going backwards.
Yeah.
Well, here they come now. Paddy Kilmurray. He slipped over.
Not the face.
Thought he could have gone wide there to his centre partner, but they've set up nicely centre field. They go back towards the right. Keelan has it. Short ball to Lamont. Lamont taking it down.
Throwing the ball a bit wider here, the Hawks. I think they've given up this pick and drive and trying something a little bit different.
Well, here they go. Keelan tries to get it around the corner. Comes up with it in any case. That's going to be called a knock on, but I thought it might have come off a Wanderers player there, so...
Yeah, they might have just got the rub of the green there, Wanderers. Maybe it is their day. Look, they're exhausted at the moment. They're out on their feet. Some of those two Blues defenders. The front row really need to find something. I don't know if a couple of changes might be required. They need to do something, whether it's in the second row or the front row, because the last three scrums have just been going backwards.
Yeah,
well, they've done nothing but defend, have they? Sorry, Steve.
No, you're right, James. It's worrying times here for the Wanderers front row and second row as well. You know, everyone's in this modern day scrum these days, but maybe some changes are required and try and see if they can shore up shore it up here at scrum time.
Well, they need to do something here, don't they? They need to dig deep, the two Blues, on their own line.
A good quick strike again. They're going to need a
channel one ball. Get it in, get it out.
It's sitting there too long, and again, it's nearly costing that scrum.
Well, Ben Harris has come on for the wing as well for the Hawks in the 21 jersey. Sam Hayes has come from the field. He's been unlucky, Sam Hayes. He's had a couple of opportunities, but they just haven't floated the ball all the way to their wings.
Yeah, I was surprised that they put Ben Harris in when you got Sorelli Bonavalo sitting on the sideline, so maybe that is an indication that his finger isn't as good as we anticipated.
Or they may be keeping him up their sleeve as well. Ben Harris can also, I guess he interchanges better at fullback as well. Maybe looking for a bit.
Yeah, good play, don't get me wrong, yeah.
Quick tap taken.
They'll be happy with that.
Exactly. And Martini
again. Wow. Oh. Almost got his head taken off as well on the deck. And it comes back now to Simmons. Simmons will kick them out of trouble. It's a long towering kick. McNeil juggles it. We'll see the first of Harris, though. Harris winds up. We know he's good. We know he's quick, too. He's had a couple of injuries himself over the last couple of seasons, but takes them back nicely over the 40. And now Lamont getting involved again, spinning away. Wide ball. Vasagotti.
He's been pretty involved.
And here he comes again, Vasagotti. Can he get away? No, he can't. Sherwood getting himself in front and back to his feet. Advantage being played now to the Hawks. Keelan steps on the inside. Little kick over the top to Harris. Has a bit of open space. Can't get away. Taken round the bootlaces by Coffey in a very good tackle. Sherwood really trying to get over the ball as well at halfback as Lamont takes one. They go again. Assey. Picking and driving again. Rockaboro this time. This is where their structure comes back in. They're 10-man rugby. Ishimori goes wide to Keelan. Double pumps and goes to Madden.
Could have for obstruction there, but he says play on, Jared Logan.
Yeah, could have been an obstruction, definitely. But they get away with that time, the Hawks. Oh, nice short ball to Brennan. Brennan almost through the hole. Ishimori calls for onside. Wanderers, they're on their feet. They've been defending all half. Bar that one try.
Oh,
and that is a penalty. What a let-off. And you can see Billy Coffey calling to the heavens.
Yep.
What about that?
That's a big part of the point in this game, my personal opinion. I think they were out on their feet there, Wanderers. They defended really hard and they've earned that penalty. And wow, big point in this game, I think.
Well, Garrett Weaver's coming to the sideline as well. Be interesting to see. Probably Maxwell will come from the field as we look at the replay here. Not out, so Simmons again not getting it right. Here comes McNeil. McNeil goes wide and Vasagotti has a bit of space, but he steps back towards his forwards. Taken around the top there by Felix. The ball at the back. Bit of a scuffle with Ham in midfield, and this is good play here. And that is a very good kick by Keelan. Punching it towards the corners, playing position and looking to build the pressure here again. They're behind on the scoreboard, but I tell you what, if they keep playing like this, it may not be for long.
Yeah, you know, it's I don't know how much longer Wanderers can keep defending like that, and Keelan's really tightening the screws down here now, and it's really they're gonna have to start digging deep and hopefully get a few subs on, I think, Wanderers, and get some fresh legs on there, because they'll be out on their feet after this passage of play, no doubt.
Very important line out this one is an understatement and a half.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fave Silla just come to the sideline, replaced by Durant Weaver. So that is that's obviously the third. The 3 points for Durant Weaver means Tunnel Artel can't come on the field now. Not that they've got down, they've got a steal.
They've come up with it, the Hawks. So they're going to the back of the line out again, and really they need to just be throwing to 2 and consolidating. So now the Hawks, they're attacking the line. Here's Weaver. He's brought down. There's space to the left. They pick and drive again. The Wanderers have a man down. Harris is unmarked on the right-hand side. They might not need it. They go forward. They're close.
Knock on.
Knock on. Yeah. But it's going to be pressure on the scrum.
Yeah.
25-24. 12 minutes remaining.
Oh, wow. I keep on thinking we've seen the biggest point in this game, and I keep on getting proven wrong. I think this scrum's going to be a massive point in this game, and it's going to be interesting. I know we've had some changes, so maybe that's going to make a difference. But
good strength shown by Phil Bradford there in that tackle. He can put his hand up and claim that one there.
Yeah, no, some good last-ditch defence from Wanderers. They've been under pressure now for a good 15 minutes, and as you can see, they're all bent over and struggling for breath. Hopefully nothing too serious. It looks like it might just be a bit of cramp.
It's Ben Ham, I think, that's down at the moment.
Yeah,
they breed him tough out at Scone, so...
I'm sure Wanderers will be okay for this little bit of a breather anyway, and try and have a quick chat and try and get this scrum in and over and out of the way as possible, quickly as possible.
Yeah, well, it's not over for them yet, is it? They've been on the back foot all game. Scrum time. And Ben Ham just taking a bit of time now to get up.
Played himself to a standstill. Yeah, he's not much chop. Looks like he's going towards the sideline now. Yeah. So some fresh legs coming on for the two Blues. A bit short on back rows. It was an area they had plenty of depth in. Then you lose Dan Keller with suspension, and you lose Cal Groff to a head knock. It looks like Nick Brady coming on. He's a second grader, played mainly in the second row. Not the biggest of lads, but a real worker.
He has played a couple of games in first grade this year, and I was impressed by him. He certainly does some of the tough stuff. He doesn't shirk his responsibilities, that's for sure.
And 10 minutes on a knife-edge grand final, I'm sure he'll pick it up. 25-24.
We've got just over 10 minutes remaining. with a couple of minutes of injury time after Ben Ham. He's played himself into the ground, as you said. Simmons is set in the pocket.
Oh, Hawks look ominous here. They've got good dip
Oh,
there.
look
Good
at that.
setup.
Another tight end.
Oh dear,
Again.
could be a push over here as well.
It's a...
No.
Oh, Rockaboro's over.
Oh.
Picks up, goes over right next to the sticks. So the Hawks hit the lead again with 10 minutes to go.
Still time, but geez, he wanted to make sure he was going to score that, because I'm pretty sure they would have pushed over the try line there and it would have been a simple put down. But well played in the end by Rockaboro, and a good try. And I'm sure Wanderers now will need to really stay away from scrums close to their line, because that's a few times now where they've come under some serious pressure, and it might prove to cost them the match.
Well, the Hawks might start deliberately knocking it on. At this rate, terrible scrums by the Wanderers. I mean, it's a testament, I guess, to the Hawks and their set-piece ability, but wow.
You're a master tactician as well as a good-looking chap, eh?
You can't win games like this off the back of set-pieces like that, unfortunately.
No, yeah, you're right. It's not just the scrums, as you said, Gareth. They've had some pretty sloppy line-outs as well, and you know, they've played really well. I'm not going to knock that, but as you said, they really need to tighten up in that area, and it might prove to cost them this game.
Ishimori comes from the field. He's had a good game, the young halfback. So 28-25. The score goes to 30-25 with a successful kick.
8 and a bit minutes to go, and yeah, we need a good kick-off here from Cal, I think, and get people up there competing for it.
Flat kick. Sorry, the score 31. Oh, Ackerstock, good run. Look at that. Now the Hamilton Hawks with a newfound confidence. Rockaboro picked up and put on his back. Ivan Walkling on the field. Weaver. Walkling goes wide. Keelan with a high bomb. Sherwood's there. Goes nowhere near it. Bounces off Madden. Rowney comes up with it. So the Wanderers have the ball.
Oh dear.
Little knock on both ways.
Yeah, Wanderers really need to get that ball out. They really don't want to be slowing this game up and putting it into a scrum. So
looks like Maxwell may be injured down there. Another one of the Hamilton players with an impending childbirth as well. Not himself, obviously, but
he's you wouldn't mistake him. He's pretty trim and taut, Pete, and I'm sure he's probably just feeling it in those old legs of his at the moment. He's had a pretty good game, and he's worked pretty hard, so no doubt he'd be feeling a bit tired.
CrossFit certainly has prolonged his career.
Yeah, for sure. And looks like we're getting some changes here in the front
Well,
row.
he's hurt there. You can see him. He's in an awful lot of pain.
Hopefully it's nothing too serious, as you said. Last 6 or so minutes. Hopefully it's just a little bit of a niggle.
So, of course, the big games here today. It's been a great grand final day here at number 2 Sports Ground. And this match is not over yet. So scrum again for the 2 Blues. What can they do?
See if the slight change in the Wanderers front row proves to be a little bit, make the difference.
Yeah, Weaver, I don't think so. Yeah, it's made a difference. They're going back even faster. As now Rockaboro picks it up. Walkling comes across. Keelan with a wide ball to Madden. Madden can't get around. Good defence by Rahui. He's been quiet today, Rahui. Hasn't had the opportunities he craves.
Turn it over here, Gareth.
Yeah, so Wanderers have the ball.
They've been mongrel-like at that breakdown.
Forced to go one out there. Simmons standing deep and wide. They go to the right to McDonald. McDonald shows he goes. Takes them over that 10-metre line. Oh, it's turned over. Brennan it was picking the ball up there.
Wanderers starting to run out of time here, Gareth. There's 5 minutes to go, and
behind on the scoreboard. Converted try will get them over the line.
Again, they need one of those magical plays from someone. They need someone to produce something, whether it is a Lamont or whether it is a Tim Marsh, to create something from nothing. Dylan Rowney. Yeah. Firstly, they need to win some first phase ball, and then they need to get it to their danger men.
Yeah.
Well, they need to get this scrum right here if they're going to be any shot with 5 minutes to go. As the game winds down, certainly the Hamilton forward pack hasn't wound down at all. In fact, they've got better as the game's gone on.
Yeah, definitely. As you said, Gareth, they seem to be going back quicker now than they did at the start, and I'm surprised we haven't seen a few more changes up front just to freshen things up and see if it does make a difference, because unfortunately it's probably going to be the result of, unless they can get out of jail here, probably going to be the reason they're behind here in this grand final.
31-25, the crowd's on its feet. The Hamilton crowd on the far side, but they're still going back. Oh, they're going to have to do something. Oh, they can't, and that's a penalty. Do you take the shot, Jimmy?
Yes.
Into the wind, 40 out.
On the sideline, have a crack.
Chew a bit of the clock off, but the way their set piece is going, I guess and with that 6-point gap, it does take it out to 9, wouldn't it?
You can see Battolina there.
I probably would, but I'm not convinced that they will.
Well, look at this scrum, and it just goes back, and you just can't combat that.
No, they had the option there to get that quick Channel 1 ball, and they let the ball sit there too long again, and it wasn't struck back effectively. And ideally, they could have had a quick strike ball and a number 8 pick and go there, but left it sit there too long, gave the Hawks a chance to counter shove. Still feel that if Wanderers do get their hands on this ball, they can produce something out of this back line, and as we saw with Martin before, just that little bit of brilliance, and someone needs to step up and just take that front foot against them and get the pack behind them.
Well, there's the Hawk supporters on the far side. Keelan comes in. He strikes it pretty nicely. Oh, and he has just won the grand final for mine.
Yeah, I think that's it. They certainly want to score very quickly, and
he's had a very good game as well, hasn't he? There's been a few standouts out there.
Yeah, he hasn't overplayed his hand. He's certainly in the second half. He's just kicked them. But once they got on top in the set piece, well, it's clicked with him. Right, let's just play it down there. We'll force errors and we'll capitalise, and that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah, certainly. Zackersdyke, he's picked up as well, as has Lamont. Of course, Tweedy Assey getting a treble. For mine, they've been the standouts for this Hamilton side as they look to attack, and Walkling picks that out in the full. So the game, it's not over yet. Wanderers will need to hit back quickly here.
Yeah, I think we'll have 3 or 4 minutes of injury time as well, which will tack a little bit of more opportunity, I guess, for Wanderers. They need to strike soon. They need to win this first phase ball. We see, looks like Jackson Walsh on at hooker.
Yeah, Walsh is on.
Yep.
They do nicely there.
He might have jumped the gun there. Look, he's got his arm out.
Yeah, that's a penalty.
Yeah.
So what do we do here? Do we take the shot?
Interesting. Do you know what? I think you probably do have to take this shot, because you've got to score twice anyway.
He's
going to take the shot. So for mine, I've been told there's probably 4.5 minutes of extra time, injury time, sorry. So they're hedging their bets here, the two Blues. There's Simmons.
So it's no give me this kick though either.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, he's got to rush it obviously, but at the same time he can't afford to rush it too much that he misses, because this is the opportunity that they will need. He needs to get this if they're going to have a chance at trying to claw back this grand final.
Well,
And what this will do for the mindset too, if he kicks this, Wanderers all of a sudden get a spring in their step, they get a sniff. He misses it, it's curtains.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly is.
He has kicked pretty well so far this game, so...
He's kicked good throughout the season. As he comes in, he hits it, it comes around, and it's over. So...
Very interesting.
The Wanderers are still in with a shot here as Hamilton walk back towards the halfway line.
Yeah, they're in no rush, are they?
They are in no rush at all. As Sorelli Bainavalu has come on the field in the 23 jersey. 28-34. There's about 4.5 minutes left now of injury time. The Wanderers, can they have a great escape? Oh, Vasagotti over the ball. Almost. They're coming through. And that is going to be a penalty. He went for seconds there, Vasagotti, and Logan wasn't happy with it. Simmons, his touch finders have been off today. Goes for maximum distance.
He's got it.
Oh, and he puts it out.
Wow,
only
what a
just.
Great kick. What a great kick.
Wow. This game is going to go down to the wire here. I called it early. I shouldn't have.
I was with you, Gareth. Don't worry about that. Well, obviously, again, first phase ball. They really need this.
You can hear the crowd. Oh, they go up for it. Marcus Christensen. Has he come up with it? Yes, he has. Sherwood goes wide. Simmons goes behind to Rahui. Behind to Marsh. Marsh, he's quick. Round, he has it. Oh, Davy Sakofi. He's caught alone, though.
You want to stay
Gets
in
the ball
here,
back. He stays in. Here come the two Blues. Everyone's standing. Tanner Felix goes behind.
Space out wide.
They've got space. Oh, there was a three-man overlap. It's still on. They need quick ball. Simmons barking like a dog out there. McDonald, Rahui,
they got numbers here,
Oh! The ball goes over the touchline.
We might have a penalty here for a deliberate knock-on.
It could be a knockdown here. I thought it went out off a Hamilton player. Oh, that's a let-off there. If we get a replay on that, I thought that was knocked down for mine. Oh.
Maybe not.
Maybe, I don't know, but in any case, pressure's on Hamilton still. The second wind has come here.
Yeah, if they ever need a turnover ball here, now would be the time.
Batalina goes up. It just goes wide of him. And again, great line out, great set piece by the Hawks as they walk the ball upfield, soaking up the time. They're free. They could go 50 metres here. Sherwood.
Surely, once that's free, you can come around and tackle, I would have thought.
Sherwood was held on by Weaver there. I mean, the old front rower getting the better of him. Oh, there's space out wide.
Yeah,
and they go that way to Sorelli Bainavalu. Bainavalu gets through. Can he go all the way? No, he can't. He's pulled down. Good run.
We might have a turnover here as well. Oh, no, he's got it back.
Yeah, he's got it back. Keelan puts a little kick through. Interesting decision. Maxwell was there. He was cramped for room there, Keelan. Has to settle it down now, Kilmurray. He's the man to do it. Little kick over the top by Walkling. Taken. Marsh. He was taken from behind. Simmons goes wide now. Sherwood has Coffey. What can he do? He's got pace. He's got a bit of pace inside to Martini. Up to the halfway. The ball goes wide. And again, Bainavalu's there.
They've got space down here
on the right.
They've
got plenty of space. Rockaboro has Madden on the outside. Sets it up and coming across was Coffey. This is edge of your seat stuff. They'll pick and drive now. There's about a minute remaining.
It's kicked out there. Looks like it's come loose.
Is it a turnover? No, they come up with the Hawks. Rockaboro standing. The big man, Batalina comes in from behind. Good tackle.
He's been very good, Batalina. He's been really their best forward.
Yeah, he's been their standout for sure. Ball taken's time, and that is a penalty in kicking distance. And I think this time, guys, you take the points.
I think you might have got it right, Gareth, originally. I think they'll go for the points here, and the flag's out here from the touch judge. unless that's going to change.
This could come back to. You wouldn't think he'd have his flag out unless it was an indiscretion by the Hawks.
Yeah,
that's
now they've
right.
got the penalty.
Rob
could be
Delbo.
interesting.
Let's have a look here. It might be against Batalina. Offside, maybe. Not sure. Christensen's on his feet out there, getting some attention. I don't think the penalty will be reversed.
No. Doesn't. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're going to go for the shot. 84 minutes down. What a game it's been. And for me, Steve Lamont in the second half, he's probably going to win our Dust Hunthouse man of the match. What do you think, Jimmy?
They needed someone to lift at half time, and he's led it, not just on the park. His set piece has been great. Their line-out's been exceptional. He's cleaned up a lot of the stuff around the back of the line-out too when Wanderers have overcooked it. Yeah, he's really led from the front. And if there's, he's the New South Wales country hooker for a reason, and he has been possibly the best front row, certainly the best hooker in this competition for a number of years.
And Keelan not far behind him, of course. Tweedy Assey scoring 3 tries.
Yeah,
you can't take that away from
in
him.
The second half, has he? To be fair, Tweedy, he's had a couple of steals, but Lamont's been a real leader.
Yeah, I think when you look at the scrums and the impact they've had on this game, the turnover balls and the tight heads, I think Keelan, as you said, has had a good game.
And he's
great kick.
to put that over the black dot. They go up, and that is the grand final. The Hamilton Hawks are victorious. They flood the field, 34-28. Back-to-back, no one's done it since 1998. What a game, what a season in the Rams NHRU competition, Steve.
Oh, what a great game. I mean, really did have us on the edge of our seats until that last penalty, and all credit to Wanderers, heavy underdogs coming into this game, and I've no doubt Hamilton were scared there at one stage and really had to fight hard for this game, and I feel if Wanderers had a better set piece, things might have been a different story.
Yeah, certainly. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks very much, Jimmy Gardner. He's going to go down and get all the exclusives for the Newcastle Herald. Of course, thanks everybody for tuning in, not just this game, but throughout the year in the Rams 2016 Premiership. What a day and what a season it's been. The Hamilton Hawks, first grade premiers for 2016. I'm Gareth Wazick, and we'll catch you next time.
Several presentations and then the league medals.
Bar TV Sports would like to thank Top Better. Get in the game at topbetter.com.au. And Cornelia's Crump, the Bar TV Sports beverage of choice. And Rams Loans for supporting the 2016 NHRU Premiership.